Singer and actress Holly was found dead.
Cha In-ha was found dead.
Singer Kuara was found dead last night.
2019 is a year we all remember with heavy hearts when it comes to K-pop because it inflicted too many permanent scars on the entire industry and its ardent fans. But what was it about 2019 exactly that made it hands down the most depressing 12 months in K-pop history? How did a year filled with so much promise transform into a period of loss, tears, and shattered dreams? Join us in today's video as we travel back in time to the year 2019 in K-pop to explore why it was so bad that we hope the happenings of that year never repeat. If you are a true K-pop fan, you will definitely agree that the tragic deaths of some of the genre's established and rising stars in 2019 is one of the most prominent reasons why that year is one we all want to forget the most. It seemed like the K-pop world genuinely could not catch a break from death that year, and fans were just mourning the loss of idol after idol. Remember the gorgeous Sulli, who was part of the second-generation girl group named FX. Sulli, who was born Choi Jinri on March 29, 1994, died tragically by suicide in October 2019, aged 25, and the details are nothing short of heartbreaking. On October 14, 2019, Sulli's brother, who also happened to be her manager, found her lifeless body hanging in a room on the second floor of her home in Seongnam. There was a handwritten note in her diary in which the K-pop ideal wrote extensively about her feelings, and there were also no signs of foul play around her home. Due to these reasons, and also the fact that her body didn't show any signs of death due to external force, the coroner officially ruled her death a suicide. But why did Sulli kill herself? This is where things get a lot worse. Before her death, it came to light that Sulli had repeatedly begged her agency, SM Entertainment, to better protect her from negative comments online, and they flat out ignored her. Most of these negative comments came after she went public about her relationship with a rapper. Apparently, a K-pop star dating a rapper is a pretty negative image in the eyes of some hardcore K-pop fans. Sulli herself revealed in an Instagram story video that some of her closest friends abandoned her after she went public with her relationship, and it is very likely that this is what sent the beautiful singer over the edge. How tragic. Social media was extremely shocked by her passing, and tributes poured in from all over the world eulogizing the South Korean singer and actress. But death didn't stop there. On November 24, 2019, Sulli's very good friend Gu Hara of the K-pop girl group Kara also passed away at just 28 years old. She was also found dead at her home in Cheongdam-dong, Gangnam, Seoul. Eerily enough, the circumstances surrounding Gu Hara's passing closely mirror that of her friend Sulli, who died just weeks earlier. For instance, Gu Hara also left behind a suicide note, and there were no signs of foul play in her apartment or on the body. But a strange detail worth pointing out regarding Gu Hara's death is that there was no autopsy to establish an official cause of death. This decision was arrived at after the police consulted the prosecutor in charge, and it is believed the family also insisted on just moving forward with her funeral instead of fussing over a post-mortem and giving the tabloids more room to speculate. And so Gu Hara's body was handed over to her family just 2 days after her death, and she was immediately cremated. Was it a coincidence that Gu Hara committed suicide just weeks after her friend Sulli also took her life? To date, many fan theories believe the deaths of the two superstars are somehow linked. But, as is the case with fan theories, they remain conjecture that should only be believed with a pinch of salt. You'd think that at this point, death would have a little pity on the K-pop community and make everyone happier with its absence. But no. In December 2019, Mr. Reaper showed up once more with his scythe. And this time, it was popular K-pop star cum actor Cha In-ha who went with him. Cha In-ha, whose real name was Lee Jae-ho, was a member of K-pop group Surprise U, which released 2 albums. He made his acting debut in 2017 and went on to star in some good shows like Love with Flaws, The Banker, and Clean with Passion for Now. The 27-year-old entertainer was also found dead in his house in Seoul's Gangnam district on December 3, 2019. Sadly, just 24 hours before he died, Cha In-ha uploaded an Instagram post encouraging his dedicated fans to take proper care of themselves in the cold winter. This final update of him left many believing that it was some kind of cryptic goodbye and that the young entertainer had taken his life. But suicide was never officially established as a cause of death because just like in Gu Hara's case, the family opted out of an autopsy. All in all, these tragic losses at least sparked various conversations about the mental health crisis and the wave of cyberbullying that has always hovered around the grueling K-pop industry. What many fail to understand is that although the lives of K-pop idols seem flawless, they are human beings like any of us. Sure, they may have millions in their bank accounts and also millions of fans adoring their every move, but make no mistake, K-pop idols have their issues too, because they are far from perfect. What's more, they face a lot of public scrutiny and crack under the weight of relentless schedules, which takes a severe toll on their mental health. Why does the industry continue pushing stars to their limit, even if this may come at the cost of their own lives? And how much longer should this toxic culture be allowed to continue before genuine changes are made? Death clearly took a lot away from K-pop in 2019, but heartbreaking losses weren't the only pain fans had to endure. Shattered dreams were also rampant that year, as 2019 was officially the year of K-pop group disbandments. Would you believe that as many as 74 K-pop groups disbanded in 2019 alone? That's a pretty wild statistic. Imagine how this must have felt from fans' point of view. Waking up one morning to news of your favorite band breaking up and going their separate ways. How is one expected to cope when music that once brought them so much joy suddenly ceases playing? Also, why do these groups disband when it seems that they are just taking off on the popularity side? Well, many of these disbandments happened due to expired contracts, with some stars choosing not to renew and instead branching into acting or other ventures. Others were also victims of the cutthroat nature of the K-pop industry, where even the slightest of setbacks can spell the death of a promising career. The disbandment of promising groups like My Name, Yana d'Arc, Big Star, Wanna One, Pristine, Boyfriend, My Teen, and 9 Muses that year alone was a big bummer. One cannot help but wonder, what happens to K-pop's creative soul when it appears that the industry's focus has shifted from artistic expression to a sheer survival of the fittest? Speaking of painful breakups and departures, do you remember Wonho's departure from Monsta X? On October 31st, 2019, the South Korean singer announced he was leaving the popular boy group after he was accused by his former roommate of drug use, theft, and refusing to repay borrowed money. Wonho announced his exit from the group in a handwritten letter and asked devastated fans to continue supporting Monsta X, even though he was no longer a part. Sadly, the police investigated all allegations against Wonho, and he was officially cleared of all charges in March 2020, but the harm had already been done. Monsta X's fandom protested Wonho's departure and put a lot of pressure on his label to bring him back, but Wonho never came back. His departure highlighted the unforgiving nature of the K-pop industry's standards. The industry's approach to handling controversies is so poor that stars can get canceled for anything, whether they are guilty or not. The next person we're going to mention was definitely guilty of his crimes, but his departure from the industry still rocked fans to the core and made many sad. We are, of course, talking about the fall of K-pop icon Seungri, a member of the legendary K-pop group Big Bang. In March 2019, Seungri announced his shocking retirement from the entertainment industry after people came forward accusing him of running a prostitution ring for high-profile clients. He found himself at the center of the infamous Burning Sun scandal, an entertainment and sex scandal in Seoul, which involved many celebrities, including stars of various K-pop groups and police officers. These allegations led to his arrest, and after a series of legal battles, he was convicted for mediation and embezzlement and was fined $990,000. Fans were left reeling after his conviction because no one could quite understand how he went from a talented singer to a criminal involved in embezzlement and other vices. All in all, 2019 was definitely a year unlike any other in K-pop history with respect to darkness. Perhaps only 2014 can emerge as the strongest contender to 2019's claim as the darkest year in K-pop's history, because the pain of that tragic 4-minute concert disaster in October 2014 that claimed 16 lives is still so fresh in our hearts. But at least, 2019 had a silver lining. As painful as the year was for K-pop, it contributed to building a more supportive environment for the industry by forcing a lot of conversations surrounding cyberbullying, mental health, and some of the unrealistic pressures stars face just because they are celebrities. Ultimately, we all wish that a year like 2019 never rolls around in K-pop history again. We may never be able to erase the pain and loss that year brought, but we can hope that the lessons it taught us will help create the brighter and more compassionate future we all want to see manifest in the K-pop industry.